Hey everyone, welcome back to MySQL tutorials. In today's tutorial, we will learn after update trigger in MySQL, which is automatically track changes in student status. So we are going to cover creating the student table and creating the student changes table, writing the after update trigger, and finally we are going to test the trigger. So let's get started. The first step is creating the main table, that is student table. Since we already have various student tables, I'm going to open the editor here, MySQL editor. You can see show tables. We already have various tables. So that's why I'm going to create the table name student3. So first we create the student3 table where the student records are stored. Create table followed by students3 of id in auto increment primary key name varchar of 20 status varchar of 50. So this table contains ID, a unique student ID which is auto incremented, a name, student's name, and the status, that is student's current status, which is active or inactive. The next step is we need a table to track the student changes whenever student status is updated. So that's why I'm going to create another table, create table student changes of change ID int auto increment primary key and the student ID in old status to store the previous status before updating, and the new status after the new status, whatever he has updated, that data is going to be stored. And when it is changed at date time. Yeah, here is the table output. Table is created, and this table stores change ID, a unique ID for each change required, and the student's ID, previous status, and the updated status, and the last one is the timestamp when the updated occurs. Now let's create an after update trigger that locks student changes. Now I'm going to write the trigger here after update, delimiter $. I want to change the delimiter from the semicolon to $. All right, here create trigger followed by any trigger after student update is my trigger name, either before or after. What is my trigger name here? My trigger is after update on the student name is students3 is my table name. For each row begin, I'm going to write the trigger body here, insert into student changes of student ID, the old status, new status, comma, change it, values of, what is the values? Old.id, previous student ID, old.status, new.status, and the current date. And then followed by, I'm going to end this my trigger body. and then I'm going to reset the delimiter with the semicolon. So delimiter with semicolon. So how it is going to be work? This trigger runs after a row is updated in a student 3 table. Captures the old status before the update and the new status after the update. It logs this change in the student changes table along with a timestamp. Now let's test the trigger by inserting and updating the record. Now I need to insert the record into the student 3 table. Describe students 3 table. Before that, there is no record into the student 3 table. Now I want to insert into students 3 table name of name comma status values Gagan, and I want to set the status is active. Now let's see, select star from students 3. One record is inserted. Now let me update a record. When the trigger is going to be executed, whenever you are going to update a record. So I'm going to write update. Table name is student 3. Set status equal to inactive, where the name equal to Gagan. I want to change the update the particular record of the Gagans as a inactive. Previously I given as a active. Now check the whenever I updated the record into this student 3 table, what is my actual trigger? Those changes should be stored into the student changes. So let me check in the table of student changes. Select star from student changes. Yes, success. The status change has been automatically recorded in the student changes. The previous old status is active. Now new status is inactive. So, and that's how you can create an after update trigger in MySQL. In conclusion, triggers help track the important changes in the database, and the after update trigger ensures we never lost the track of the status updates. If you found this tutorial helpful, like, share and subscribe for more database tutorials. Drop a comment below if you have any questions. See you in the next video. Till then, happy learning. Thank you.